On different levels and to various extents, we all have expectations of the people around us, personal or professional. We expect colleagues to meet deadlines, friends to be supportive, and loved ones to meet certain standards. While expectations are natural, they can also become sources of frustration and disappointment when they are unrealistic, unspoken, or unmet. Understanding how to effectively manage our expectations of others can lead to healthier relationships and improved emotional well-being. This guide examines the value of having realistic expectations of those around us. On the agenda today, we will go over the objectives, get a better understanding of how to set realistic expectations, learn the importance of managing your expectation of others, learn strategies managing those expectations, and what role self-awareness plays in your interactions with others. We will also go over how we can find a balance between what people can do versus what we expect of them. By the end of this course, we will understand the value of consciously managing your expectations and ensuring they align with the reality of the situation you're in, and how to manage such situations for personal well-being. For inspiration, here's the quote of the day. Let's review some reflective prompts before we get started. Have your journals out, feel free to pause the video and take a few minutes to reflect on these questions and write down your answers. Remember to be as honest with yourself as possible. Don't forget to like this video and share your response in the comments below. Have you had a strained relationship because of your expectations? Are your expectations based on personal needs, societal norms, religious beliefs, or external influences? Are you comfortable communicating your own limitations and boundaries? Do you expect a child who loves to draw designs on every surface they find to become a world-renowned brain surgeon, even though they can't stand the sight of blood? Do you expect a parent who is struggling to provide the basics for their family and striving to do a good job of it, to provide expensive toys or plan expensive trips just so they can keep up appearances? What other expectations do we place on friends, family, teachers, medical professionals, or even the store clerk we spend all of 2 minutes with as they check out our purchases? Expectations are the mental constructs we form about how others should behave, perform, or treat us. They are based on our own preferences, values, and experiences. These expectations can arise from societal norms, religious beliefs, personal desires, or even our unconscious assumptions. While some expectations may be reasonable and logical, others can be unrealistic or unfair, leading to disappointment, frustration, and strained relationships. By acknowledging the individuality and limitations of others, we can cultivate understanding, empathy, and realistic expectations in our interactions. Understanding that we are not the center of the universe and the world does not revolve around us can enable us to be more patient when we deal with others. Consciously managing your expectations of others helps to create a healthier relationships with friends and family. By recognizing that everyone has their strengths, weaknesses, and unique perspectives, we avoid setting unrealistic standards that others may struggle to meet, especially those whom we have power or authority over. This approach allows for a more compassionate and empathetic attitude towards those in our lives. It serves to build open communication and reduce friction, since those we place the burden on with our expectations are able to share their perspective as well. To effectively manage your expectations of others, it is essential to adopt strategies that promote realistic and healthy interactions. Self-reflection. Begin by reflecting on your own expectations and assessing their validity. Consider whether they are reasonable, fair, and aligned with the individuality of the person we place it on. Practice self-awareness and be honest about any biases or unattainable ideals you may hold. Consider if the same burden was placed on you, how would you feel? Open communication. Instead of assuming that others should know your expectations, communicate openly and honestly. Clearly express your needs, desires, and boundaries while remaining open to feedback and compromise. Effective communication helps avoid misinterpretation and allows others to understand your perspective. This is especially important in workplace environment, where if there are no clear communications drawn can lead to harassment and job loss. Empathy and understanding. Recognize that others have their own unique experiences, viewpoint, passion, and limitations. Cultivating empathy helps us put ourselves in their shoes, understand their motivations and constraints, and adjust our expectations accordingly. People will not always behave or respond in ways you anticipate. cultivating an attitude of acceptance can significantly reduce frustration and disappointment. Flexibility and adaptability. Be willing to adjust your expectations when necessary. Adaptability allows for a more realistic approach, acknowledging that circumstances and people change. Embrace the idea that nobody is perfect and learn to let go of the need to fit people into boxes. Set realistic standards. Shift your focus from ideal situations to more achievable outcomes. Consider what is feasible for others based on their circumstances, skills, and availability. This adjustment can help you foster more harmonious relationships. Be willing to listen to feedback or objections to set expectations. Focus on your responses. Instead of solely focusing on what others do or do not do, take note of how you respond to these situations. Consider developing your emotional regulation skills to manage your feelings when faced with unmet expectations. Emphasize growth. Recognize that both you and others are capable of growth and change. Aim to create an environment that supports improvement and encourages open communication about expectations and frustrations. With all we have learned so far, take a moment to honestly reflect on these prompts. Feel free to pause the video and be intentional with your response. Do you struggle with empathizing and understanding towards others? How do your biases impact your expectations of others? What can you do to manage your reactions when your expectations are not met? Managing our expectations of others can be a delicate balancing act, requiring self-awareness and a conscious effort to find harmony between our desires and the realities of those around us. As we navigate relationships and interact with different individuals, it becomes essential to develop a mindset that embraces understanding, patience, and the recognition of others' unique journeys. One key element to remember is acknowledging the fact that people are diverse in their personalities, experiences, motivations, and capabilities. Each person has their own set of strengths, weaknesses, and priorities. Holding onto rigid expectations that are solely based on our own preferences without considering the individuality of others can lead to disappointment and unfulfilled hopes. Managing your expectations of others is a powerful act of self-awareness and emotional intelligence. It doesn't mean you expect less from people. It means expecting more from yourself in how you understand and relate to them. When our expectations are grounded in reality, communication, and compassion, relationships thrive with less disappointment and angst. Ultimately, peace comes not from controlling others, but from managing our own mindset. By setting balanced expectations, we create space for trust, growth, and meaningful connections, both for ourselves and those around us. Thank you for learning with us. You can find the full guide on our website, www.thereflectivehuman.com, that allows you to go through the reflective process at your own pace. Have a journal handy to answer additional reflective prompts. This will help you track your growth and progress over time. It also contains further reading materials and book recommendations that will help enhance your reflective thinking journey. Links are also provided in the description box. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video, and add your comments below. Join us next time as we discuss other topics in our quest to build a community of critical thinkers and practical problem solvers. In the meantime, strive to remain curious, recognizing that our understanding of the world is constantly evolving. See you then.